Hi guys, welcome. I need to sip some juice because I know it's going to be quite a lot of talking. So yeah, I need to hydrate. I need like some energy, especially because it's quite late at night when I'm shooting this. But let's do it. I'm still excited to like talk about these things. So yeah, welcome. This is gonna be part 2. If you're watching on YouTube, hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're listening on my podcast, hi, what's up? Okay, so we're gonna pick it up from where we left off last time. I still have quite a couple of questions that I didn't manage to answer. I'm going to try my best to talk as quickly as possible because I want to make sure that the video is not too long and we finish all like questions, because I don't want to do a part 3. So somebody typed that, is it okay to move in with your best friend? Oh, to move in. So I'm like, I was trying to think about it. Like, are you guys like moving in terms of like you guys will go share rent? I'm like, are you going to live with her? Like, it depends. If you guys have decided, you know what, maybe probably you want to move out of home and you want to live by yourself, I think, yeah, sure, you can do it. You just have to be very careful and know, like, you need to make sure that you really, really, really know that person, and make sure that you guys have talked about everything in terms of bills, chores, like who will be doing what, how we like dividing the bills. Am I cooking my own food? Are we cooking food together? If I do shopping, is it my shopping, or like can everybody use like what we have bought? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's doable, but just you have to have really known that person really well and make sure that it's a good person, or like it's not somebody who hates you. Because again, as we talked about in the last video, a lot of people will be in friendships which they hate each other. Even people who call each other BFFs, some BFFs out here, they hate each other down low. So you just have to make sure that you guys are on the same page with that person, like your lives are aligning, your goals, your values are aligned. You don't have to be agreeing on everything, but even when you have to have conversations, like if you make me mad, like what do I do, like like such conversations, it has to be a lot. You guys have to actually have conversations like people who are in a relationship. I don't know why people don't talk about how even friendships need actual communication, because otherwise you guys can be fighting all the time. So I think you can, but just make sure that your friendship is solid, like solid. See, easy, solid, fake, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you guys can move in together or something, because at the end of the day, you're the one who knows your friend better. Able tell me guys in the comment section. I've never lived with like a friend, so I don't know that situation, but I know it can get very tricky and a lot can go down. So if you guys have experienced like situation where you have lived with your friend, let us know in the comment section. Was it a good experience? Was it like a weird experience? How was it for you? Somebody wrote a topic to talk about masturbation among girls. I think particularly this question, it's very personal, it's very like individual to every person. I personally support it. I think you should explore your body, so that, imagine like you're just letting somebody else like do stuff with your body, onto your body, and you don't even know it. You don't know what you like, you don't know what you don't like, you don't know like how you like it. Like, I personally, it doesn't have to be the complicated ones that people watch on the internet, like just it doesn't have to involve penetration and all the stuff. Like, I personally support it. I don't know what else I can say about that. I think you should explore your own body, Plus it will just save you a lot. Like, oh my gosh, especially those of you guys who are dating men, it's not every time. Like, literally, if you know how to do that and you know how to please yourself, you won't feel the need of somebody all the time. I'm not saying, like, this is just my opinion, and I would advise, like, somebody else to just know their body, mostly that, and it will also save you a lot of messy situations that you don't want to be in. Like, don't be in situationships just because, I don't know, somebody pleases you. Try and learn how to do that for yourself, by yourself, honestly. But if you are against it, I'm not gonna push it on somebody because I know people can get very political and religious about it. Hey, if you don't like it, if you don't want to ever, because I know it's usually like there are people who are extremely pro it and there are people who are extremely against it, which I don't know why, but yeah, that's my opinion on that. I'm not forcing my beliefs on anybody. You just do you, boo. But I highly recommend it. Highly. The girls that get it, and the girls that don't, they just don't. Just make sure you're not addicted to it, because it can get quite addictive. Don't do that. Don't. What do you have to say to girls who cut here? I think this one I answered in the last one. I can't remember. To girls who cut here other people's people, the audacity. Technically, she's asking about people who hit on other people's partners. I'm like, it's just not for me. I don't support it. I won't be friends with you if that's what you do. Like, it's just weird. It's just giving chaos. It's not giving good vibes, especially if you're friends with that person. No, you gotta go. You gotta see the door. You gotta go. No, I apana. Ati, why do girlfriends always have to hate? Actually, see, I thought people stopped. Give us an experience of these. I think I talked about friendships enough on my last video. I don't have anything else to add. I have had my fair, like, share of those situations, but you know, the thing is, with me, if I really liked you, I would be an amazing friend. But if I don't, I was also part of the problem, not in terms of like these extreme things, but I was also a little bit messy and had some toxic behaviors come up with Luciana and stuff. But that's only if like we are not close friends and like had to form your boundaries. But that was very rare. That was extremely rare. I knew how to read people, and if I just don't feel your vibe, that's when you would get that side of me. Right now, that Sarah does not exist. If I see like, oh, I don't feel your vibe, I'm just not gonna be your friend. I just won't talk to you. It's just that simple. Like, I don't have to put myself in situations where like hiyo kitu nimesema you're friends with somebody but you hate them. It's not necessary. It's honestly, it's also a waste of time. That's what I would say about that. If you have a friend who does that, call them out and let them know, babe, if you're not gonna change these, we can't be friends. But a lot of people don't like to be called out, so sip some drink. Family and marriage. I don't know exactly what the question here is. Probably because I said give me topics and like dilemmas or like stuff. So maybe these are topics on their own. Family, I don't know. That would have to come with a specific like question. I'm like a specific topic to talk about with family. Marriage, I think I said what with the little I think I know about it. It's just like, try your best not to get married too early, like when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Like, You can date, but find yourself first, learn yourself first. Just don't rush into it. That is my biggest. And there's no time, there's nothing like at oh, you're too late. Too late to where? We're all ending up in the same place. So I'm too late to do what? Just be calm. Universe and God is going to send you your person at the right time, and when they come, I promise you, you will know. And when it's the right time, you'll know. For now, instead of being preoccupied by like marriage, you need to find a person. How, when will marriage come? When will I get married? When will I have kids? Try be in the present. Try think about, let's say for example your name is Mary. What do I as Mary want at this point? Since the marriage is not here, since I'm not married, since I don't have the kid, what else can I do that will make me happy at this moment, rather than focusing on, the future, something that will stress you and it's not there. At the end of the day, all these are societal things. Yes, you can want them. Yes, you can like to have them, but don't put a timeline on yourself like ile extreme, the one that the society has on you. You're going to like suffocate yourself. You're going to suffer. You're going to always be sad. So I would advise you, try and focus on what would make you as a person happy right now, outside things that come from other people. And that is relationship, kids, all those stuff, marriage. It's coming from other people. Like, it's other people who have to come in your life so that you can create them. Focus on what you can do, you by yourself, to be happy without those things that require other people, because they're not there available right now. So what are you gonna do? You get? Plus, there's no need of rushing into something that is unhealthy and toxic just because you want to be in a marriage. Like, it's not worth it. You deserve the best, so wait for the best to come. Yeah. Somebody said, in our society, girls stroke women by default are viewed as a threat when they are rich or at high positions. Yeah. You're shocked? Yeah, I think it's very, especially in this patriarchal world, like, you will find it's not only on dating, but I feel like it mostly affects your area, because, like, let's say you will even hear your parents, I'm not talking about this specific person, you will hear some parents saying, oh, no, don't even, like, it's not just always about the job. Also, like, find a husband and all those stuff, have kids and everything. But sometimes they don't know that giving you that pressure is actually kind of like lead you into being in negative and harmful situations. But this thing about, like, it's a threat. Yeah, it's a threat because they can't control you. And they have been taught that women are here to be servants and slaves, and to be controlled, and to be maids, and to be like just a mat to be walked all over. And when you reach, and rather when you're in higher positions, it's very hard to do that. Because first of all, you don't have to depend on anybody. That means you won't be a doormat. Because you don't have to take everything from everybody because you're depending on them. That is why I really try my best to encourage women, even as much as you have a rich husband, a rich boyfriend, please just look for a way you can make your own money, or rather make sure you have your own money. Don't date a rich person who does not give you money. And when I'm talking about money, I'm not talking just about your needs. Actually, they just take care of your needs, and now you think that's enough. I'm talking about they take care of your needs, especially if you're not working. That particularly, if like you don't have a job and you're like, oh, I've secured the bag because my man is rich, or whatever, my partner is rich. If they're not taking care of your needs and giving you money, it's not a flex, babe. Because if ever, God forbid, that person decides to leave you, what will you do? Okay, they were taking care of your bills, but now they have left you. Who will take care of your bills? You didn't have any money. So always just be wise. At least try and look for a job if you really, really don't want to work, which I feel you should work. Some jobs don't always have to be physical. If you're not doing any of that, please make sure at least that person is giving you cash then that you can save, you know, for rainy days. You don't know, maybe probably that person is not even a bad person, but they lose their job, something happens, like what are you guys gonna eat? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, back to the question, to the statement. And let me encourage you, don't feel because you're rich at no, as you are a rich woman now, you won't get all the things that you need in your life. Or like if you're strong, like in terms of not strong in this negative way that people are saying, oh, I don't want to be a strong independent woman. I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about if you have your shit together, if you have your money, if you have your job, if you're a boss, don't feel you have to pull yourself down so that some ratchet person, some just like ordinary person to come and to pick you. No, stay there, stay up there, keep winning, win that bag, keep rolling in that bag. Your person will find you. Furthermore, you don't want to be with somebody who feels intimidated because you're earning money or like you have a job. That means they want somebody who is below them so that they can control them. So you keep at it. At the end of the day, as long as you're doing something that makes you as a person happy, you should never care about what other people think, as long as you're not hurting them. And if like taming women is what will make them be picked, I'ma look more feminine, I'ma do what, I don't support that. I personally think if you want to be a strong babe who has businesses and is getting in cash, the flow is high, you should do that. If you want to be a babe who stays home and is, you know, chilled and everything, you should also do that. So let's not villainize now women who wants to go there and get their bag. And this should also go to even parents, because I know, men aside, because they don't even like deserve a discussion in that, because who are you to say what a woman should be not doing or doing so that you can pick them? Like, do you really think a woman who has business and it's successful and they have money, they'll sit down and listen to what you are saying they should not be doing? Because I'll see some topics of where men are saying that, oh no, you have had your money, no, I don't know, you have done what, no, you have that big career but you don't have a man. Or rather, like, it's not, everything does not revolve around that. Like, come on. Also, if you are intimidated to go for a woman who has their own things, just say that, just say that. And they will be talking about, personally, I can't date a woman who has, I don't know, earnings, I don't know how much. I'm like, what? Are you dating them because of what they have and what they don't have, or are you dating them for them? You see, this is the situations where, but a lot of people end up being in relationships whereby their partners are not dating them for who they are as a person. They're dating them because, like, oh, I like something you do for me. Or even you're not doing anything for me, I like how you make me feel superior when I'm around you, because you have to depend on me. You validate me in a negative way, because it can be different. You validate me, because if a man is dating somebody who does not earn as much, or rather they don't have a job, they're not educated, he will automatically feel more powerful. So misjudge on that, because even the society has this thing. That's why I said even some parents will can be like, you're just following your dreams, like you're just starting businesses and going to school. Like, what man will want you? Your man will want you, or rather your woman will want you. Your partner will want you. The person who is meant for you will find you. And you know, the thing is, you should be comfortable with never, if it ever comes to that, you should be comfortable because you have created a life so beautiful for yourself. You don't like get stressed. Yes, once in a while you would wish for it. It doesn't mean like having a beautiful life you would not want like to have somebody, but you should always, even if you're in a relationship, even if you're in a marriage, you should always be comfortable with the idea that if worst comes to worst, I'm gonna be good because I have created a beautiful life for myself. And that does not have anything to do with even material things. Even with you as a person, I feel like I've talked too much on that, but I totally agree. It's because society just feels threatened by any like strong woman who doesn't follow the societal expectations of a woman, which mostly and actually all of them, they're based on patriarchy and misogyny. And girl, catch me out with that one, because like there's no way you're gonna tell me I'm not going to live my life so that I can live for the society. Wapi. Okay, single motherhood. I personally don't have a child, but my mom is a single mom. All I know is it's a lot. It's extremely a lot. I feel like probably one day when I start hosting people on my podcast, I can have like probably somebody my age or older even to come and talk about, if they are single mom, talk about their experience. My mom can, but I can actually ask my mom, but you know, it will just be somebody else. All I know is it's hard. It's hard, but they always do their best to provide for their children. So for that, shout out to them. Shout out to them. My heart goes out to you, and you're strong women, and you can do it. You can do it. Don't put yourself in a negative situation, or rather situations that will harm you just because you don't want to be a single mom. If some like the situation has turned out to be like, oh no, your partner, or rather like the baby daddy, doesn't want to be part of it, or something happened, don't feel like you're a failure. You can still do it. I know it's going to be hard, but just ask God to give you the strength and the guidance, and you're gonna do it. You will do it. I mean, I'm here, you know. How do you shave your pubic hair without getting razor bumps or ingrown hair bumps? This one I also need to know, because I won't get ingrown immediately after like I've shaved, but after some time I start getting them, and it's so annoying. I don't know. Please, somebody tell us in the comment section, because it's a struggle, child. And the funny thing is, even when I was waxing, I would still get them, but they were not like, it was not frequent as when I'm shaving. It would be just like one, and then I'm fully good. I usually now get like 2 or 3 in intervals, but I don't know. If somebody has an advice on that, please tell us in the comment section, and we'll really appreciate. I think I'll go back to waxing. It's just that the pain. Somebody told me to talk about like body shaming and confidence, like that whole area of body shaming, confidence, body dysmorphia, and all that stuff. I think I mentioned it on the other video when I was talking about social anxiety. First of all, the people who body shame, they have to be kind of like miserable. Like, how do you just sit down and tell somebody, oh, you look bad, or like, oh, I don't know what. Like, I feel like even if you want to tell somebody they have gotten fat, just don't tell them, oh my god, you've gotten fat. Wait, maybe for them to bring up that topic and be like, oh, I feel like I've gotten fat, and then maybe you can be like, don't tell them, yeah, oh my gosh, you just be like, yeah, but you don't look bad, because that's the truth. Because being fat does not mean you're ugly. You know what I'm saying? um Trolling somebody for their body, I remember there's one person, like, but it was not still not good. In high school, I would like, because she was like shaped a certain way, and I would be like, every time, because we were beefing a lot, I would come for their body. And I have to tell you, going for somebody's looks and body, or like how they look, something they can't change, it's a low blow. It just shows you're not okay. Ojajijua, you don't know yourself, you don't like, it's so wrong. It's like bullying. Just look for something else too if you're going for somebody to use, but not their body. It just shows that even you don't have anything else you can use to come for that person. You've just gone for their looks, their skin tone, their, I don't know, scars, their pimples, their what. I think by this age people should have outgrown that behavior, but since there's still people who feel the need to tell you, oh my god, your face is filled with pimples, without you mentioning it to them. You know, if it's you who have brought up the topic, that's something completely different. Oh my gosh, oh, you have gotten so skinny, you look bad. You've gotten so fat, you look bad. You can see those things, you can think them, but you don't have to tell that person, surely. But you know what, the solution, the focus is not even supposed to be around those people who are body shaming, because that is something that you can't control. Only them can control. It's only you who can control now how you react to that statement. You can either call them out, tell them you don't like it, you don't appreciate it, and the next time they're going to do that, I have to check if my mic is on. The next time they do that, like, there will be a consequence. Like, basically creating boundaries. They cross it, peace out. You know, you tell them peace out, but not to protect your own mental well-being, or like rather how you feel about your body. If somebody says such comments, you know your body, you know what you're insecure about, you know what you like about your body. Just remember that your insecurity does not have to define you, and it doesn't have to be a negative thing, because we all have insecurities. We all have things that, oh, we wish they were smaller, we wish they were bigger, we wish they didn't exist, we wish we would have other things, you know. So it doesn't have to define now who you are. Like, your insecurity should not define you in terms of, if somebody dares touches on it, now you feel like, oh my god, they have ruined your world. You feel shitty about yourself, you feel you hate yourself. You know, you don't have to fully love it, but just accept it. Because let me tell you guys, it's the same with negative emotions. The more you fight them, the more that thing will eat you up. So the more you keep ignoring your insecurity, the more they will keep showing up, the more you will keep feeling bad about yourself. Just acknowledge them, accept them. They are here now. What are you going to do? Are you going to cut them off? You can't hide your whole life because of them. It's just a part of the process. And if, let's say, probably, for example, if it's your weight that is bothering you so much, you first have to accept yourself in the situation that you are, and then now figure out, okay, this is how I feel about this. What does that mean about me? How is that feeling making me feel? The moment you have figured out that, and you have pointed that out, now you can go to solution mode. Okay, what do I have to do to change what I'm feeling, what it's making me feel. If it's something that you can change, like let's say for example, you want to go and work out, or if you want to gain weight, you want to fix your diet and like eating habits and eat more. Probably you don't eat as much, you don't like food, like such things. There are things that you can change, work on them after you have already acknowledged the insecurity. Because if you go to the gym, you just think, oh, I just want to lose weight, that's all. And then you go to the gym, you'll become skinnier than you are, you lose the weight. But then since your brain had not accepted that issue and like embraced it, it will look for another insecurity, and now you will become more fixated on that insecurity. You will even forget, oh, you lost the weight that you have always wanted to lose, and the weight you have lost, the weight that you thought would make you happy, now you have found another insecurity. That's why it's good to accept them first, even before you change them. So even after you change them, utakuwa like, oh my god, I'm so proud, I still loved that girl, but I even love this new one more. You get what I'm saying? I hope I've made sense. If it's about confidence, I'll repeat what I said. People, yes, I know people, there are some people who judge. You just have to not give a fuck about that. But when it comes to being conscious about your body, just know everybody walking around has an insecurity, and they're also worried about their insecurities just the same way you're worried about yours. So the best you can do is ignore, because nobody is perfect. You think they're looking at you and they're seeing your insecurity. No, them, they're thinking, oh, she's also looking at me and seeing my insecurity. Literally, I saw even a lady who was 65 on TikTok. She was being asked, what do you wish you knew earlier when you were younger? And she said, in your 20s, and she said, I wish I knew that people literally don't care about you, in terms of they're not looking at you, they don't care what you're doing, they don't care like what you're wearing. Of course, unless you're here in Kenya, whereby if you walk out like this, people will feel the need to not mind their business and come for your body. But you get what I'm saying? Like, everybody has issues and everybody is preoccupied by their own issues. So please don't take your insecurities too much to heart. That's all I would say. Dark femininity plus villain era stuff. I know this is something that is going around, and first of all, villain era and dark femininity, it does not mean that now you're evil. Because I think some people, when they say, oh, I'm in my villain era, they think that now they're supposed to be doing bad things and literally be a villain. No, that's not what it means. It means, let me give you an example. You are a people pleaser. Let me say, me, I'm a recovering people pleaser. So when I start saying no, when I start creating boundaries, when I start taking my energy back, when I start expecting people to reciprocate the energy that I'm giving to them, and now they're like, hold on, this is not the Sarah that I was used to. The Sarah that I was used to, she was too like easygoing. She was on call, like anytime you just need her, she's there. She did not say no. She did not say no to me. Even in friendships, all around, in your family, friendship, everywhere, in your work. So this person was used to just benefiting, or rather taking from you. And this is not from a victim mentality. Like, literally, you are giving your energy so much, you are barely getting any back. So when you get into your villain era, this means that you say no more, you create boundaries, and you stick to them. So when the other person will say, oh my god, you have changed, oh my god, you're not the same, oh my god, nowadays you're not like good, because good to them was somebody who was always on their roll call, and now you are no longer like that. Now to them, you're being a villain. because to them, no, you're being bad because they don't have as much access they had with you. You know, now that is a villain era. That's a dark feminine. Like, you know, tapping into yourself, learning who you are, and fixing your toxic traits, even if they were serving you. Those are what are called villain eras. You know, going for what you want, taking time to yourself, creating self-care time, not just by pampering yourself in general. Like, you know, if a friend says you guys were clubbing all the time and now they're like, hey, what's up, can we go out? That's just an example, you know. Or like they were borrowing you money all the time and now you start saying no, you're being a villain to them. And you know what about being in your villain era, why people like show it off? It's because you don't care, because the other person should not take it personally, should not think no, you have become a bad person. They should not see just because now you're saying no. If they were truly good friends with you, like good partners, good co-workers, they won't start saying you're a bad person because you have found yourself, or rather like you have started having boundaries. If they start saying that, they didn't like you as a person, or rather they like the other side of you that was aligning more with them. And that's why you should never be afraid for people to call you a villain, or like for you to be in your villain era. Even if you're gonna be alone for a while, it's okay. You'll find your people. You will find people who are also in the same journey, or rather in the same path in life as you are, and you guys will mtakuwa sawa, you know, because it's not as easy as people make it out to be. It's the same thing with the dark femininity. It's just tapping on into yourself in a way from, it's not the way you're told femininity is supposed to be, not the super nurturing, the super naive, just you know, the makeup and the wall and just chilling. No, not like, not the dark is the one whereby you are assertive, you again, you have boundaries, you put yourself first, you know how to, you know, it's just basically like doing shadow work. I don't know how else to define that to you guys, but it's not evil things as people might think out of the just the word, you know. I hope I have made some sense. And sometimes villain, no, dark femininity might be associated with quote unquote masculine traits like being assertive, being in control of your life, like going for what you want. But again, remember what I told you guys back there. If that's the woman you want to be, don't let anything hold you back. Okay? Yeah. And just put in mind that being in your villain era, or like dark femininity, the femininity part, I misspend it all, that whole thing, yeah, masculine what and this, and like just specific things like a woman being said like she can't have bag, or she can't be all this stuff. I know, yeah, the things they can't, but I'm talking in terms of energy, not in terms of physical stuff. You know, it's just knowing how to balance when you need to be more chilled, when you need to be more relaxed in your light feminine energy, kuna hizo. But when it's needed, when your masculine side is needed, you're also not afraid to bring her out. You know, like they balance them each other out. When you need to chill, when you need to relax, which is, you know, if you need a calming aura, like energy around you, most of your time you will be on your feminine energy. But when you need to bring out your masculine energy, you're not also afraid to do it. When you need to make decisions, when you need to make bold moves, when you need to be assertive, when you need to go for something, when you need to speak up, you're not afraid, you know. Yeah, just balance, 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 balance. It's all that I'm going. And it's not for women alone, even men, because there are also situations where men, or rather masculine people, will need their feminine energy, and it's fully okay. It's just know which one you feel most comfortable in, and depending on what you need at that moment, you know. Girls dating broke men, I don't know why they are doing it, but to each their own. That's all I'm going to say. um Broke is relative, but when you're talking about broke, you don't have money for food, you don't have money for rent, you can't buy yourself boxers, you can't buy yourself a meal. What are you doing? Why are you dating? Focus. And I feel like this should be for both genders, but mostly men. What are you doing hitting on a woman when you're like that? Focus on yourself first. Jipende kwanza hata. Love yourself first, because if there's one thing, in most situations you'll date a broke man and he will end up punishing you for dating him, because most men, when they're not financially stable, they're very miserable. So it's up to you to decide. Decide where you want to be. Just decide. This is totally different again from somebody you've been dating, and let's say maybe they lose a job. I'm talking about somebody you have just met. You've just met somebody. This person has no job. He has no money, any money, even to buy you coffee, 150, 200, 300. He doesn't have. You need to work on yourself if you're even feeling attracted to such people. I'm not going to say if they're being attracted to you, because people can be attracted to anybody. If you're getting attracted to somebody who is that broke, there's something, you have not known your worth, you've not known what you like. I just don't recommend it. It's not for me, and I don't support that. I feel everybody should first figure themselves out, and then you guys can come together. That's all I'm going to say. Being confident in your own skin, acne can lower your self-esteem. I know, but again, what I've said about insecurity, it's owning. Own it. Don't let it control you. Own it. Iambia, okay, no, I have acne. Me usually have like some freckles. They're called shirongomas on my nini. A lot of people tend to ask, oh, what? Once in a while, it can affect you that, oh, you have acne or stuff. But own it. Know that you're beautiful regardless of those acne. Know that you're worthy regardless of that acne. It does not subtract any of your self-worth. Actually, you're worthy just by existing. Why, if you're around somebody or like people who make you feel like you're not worthy because you have acne and they think they are better, it's time to cut them off. Because let me tell you, even if you have acne, you're still worthy. Sorry, I know it's annoying to the microphone when I touch it, but you're worthy. That's all I can tell you. You're worthy regardless. Own it, be aware of it. Doesn't mean that you will not be insecure about it, but okay, own. Let that be what is unique about you, and conquer this world. Even regardless of you existing. I'm gonna be the girl that I'm gonna be the girl, or rather the woman that I'm supposed to be and that I want to be. But I totally get you. Work on other things that will bring up your self-esteem, because the acne is not the whole of you. You have other things, you have other strong points that can add to you. Focus on those. Focus kwa hizo. But own it and let it be like, you see how I owned my scars, you see how like that. Hakuna mtu anaweza niambia kitu kuzihusu. Yeah, hivyo. I think, smelling good on a budget, I would highly recommend the body splash or like the body sprays. They are amazing and I'm sure they are very affordable. I don't know how to put this. Oh my god, I've been talking for so long. It's almost time to end it, but I need to finish these questions. I don't know how to put this, but I think I have a problem of always feeling like a victim. Girl, I get you. I know what you're saying, and I feel it's because you've not stepped into your power. You've not had some shadow work. You know, when you always feel like, oh, bad things just always happen to me, or rather like, why does this always happen to me? I know there's some moments that are like that, but you know, stepping in your power means even if they have happened, you know, something good will still happen. Other ways where you can feel like a victim, let's say you're in a friendship, you're in a relationship, and you always feel like they're always treating you badly, they don't treat you well. Why they're always doing this to me? One thing I need you to know, in a relationship, with a friendship, whether whatever relationship, it always takes two to tango. And sometimes it doesn't mean that you are doing bad to the other person. That feeling might be coming from you. It actually might be coming from what you're not doing about it. You get, like, let's say you're with somebody who always cheats on you, who always mistreats you, who doesn't like take care of you, they don't even care about you. You can be like, no, why? You're always cheating, you're always, I don't know, you don't see me, you don't listen to me. That can also be a way of like, oh, why, like, you don't compliment me, you don't see me, you don't do this to me. You know, stepping in your power is being like, you know what, I'm not gonna expect these things from you. I'm not gonna expect you to always come. I'm not going to be dependent on your compliments. I'm not going to be dependent on you validating me. I'm not going to be with somebody who continues to disrespect me. Like, you're contributing. What I mean by you're contributing into your own misery, you feel like a victim, is you think you don't have power to change your reality. And that's why I have said you've not stepped in your power. Wow, why am I sounding like a life coach? I hope it makes sense, because it's not that I have everything figured out. It's just like what I have learned, or rather like what I see and what I have experienced. You have the power to change your narrative. You have the power to say no. You have the power to be like, you know what? You've cheated on me. It's okay. It's okay. It's a hurt, but it's not going to define me. It does not take away my self-worth. It does not take away my value. I'm going to remove myself from this predicament. It's okay. You don't listen to me when I talk to you. You know what? I am going to remove my energy. You don't treat me how I want you, how I want you to treat me. I am going to treat myself how I was thinking I want you to treat me. What I was thinking I need from you, I'm going to give it to myself. You get, like, stepping, that's what I mean by stepping in your power. Not allowing everybody to be writing your story. Being like, yeah, you've done some bad things to me. Yeah, I'm a victim in this situation. And of course, I know there are situations whereby like you're a legit victim. I'm talking about things that mostly it's like you're feeling frustrated, like, why does this person always treat me like this? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like essay or like violence and stuff. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're a true victim. I'm talking about like feeling like bad things always happen to you. You can change that. You literally can change that. And I hope I have kind of like made sense with what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't have to always feel like, oh my god, because I used to be like that kitambo. No, like ni kama najihurumisha kila wakati. Yes, there are moments where you unaweza jihurumisha and it's allowed as a human being, but please, not all the time. Like, there are situations that you have the power to change, and those are the situations that I'm talking about. You need to tap into your power. You need to do some shadow work. You need to know what is holding you back. Are you afraid? Are you a people pleaser? Like, you're afraid, you know, because being a people pleaser can also make you feel like you're always a victim, because you're just focusing on making other people happy. Oh, are they okay? And so when they don't give that back, now you start feeling, oh my god, why does this always happen to me? That's what I mean by your power, you know. I hope I have answered Aki. I don't know. I'm in a long distance relationship, and now my partner wants me to go and stay with him, but I feel I don't know what she wanted to say because it cut off. Maybe she wanted to say I'm not ready. I'll just say don't do something that you're not comfortable with, or rather sit down, have a conversation, and see if there's any other like solution that you guys can come up with. Probably it's going and staying there for like 4 days or 3 days and then coming back if you're not fully yet ready to fully move in. Okay, somebody said how men shame women about their kitty, saying kitties that word is so funny, saying they stink and embarrassing them. And then she said also this type of men and women who say kitties shouldn't smell. Another one, still from the same person, when we all know they have a smell, but it's the normal one. This conversation, I feel people who like to say that, men, it's just, I don't think they know what they're talking about. And honestly, I would not be bothered to even sit down and explain to, like, I would not be bothered. If you're in that situation, if you're a woman and you're with a man who is shaming you for that, he should be blocked because he's not grown. Don't even bother to sit down and start debating with them. If you're a woman, on the other hand, and you're out here shaming other women or saying, oh, they're killing the smell, and you know, mine smells like flower because I don't know, I shower with what scented what and I wash it with what. You just look foolish because you're not supposed to be putting anything, like washing inside of your kitty with anything, of your cat, let me say cat, with anything. You might be causing issues to yourself and you don't know. You think you want to smell good so you can impress a man. Are you okay? Are you okay? You're just supposed to wash your cat with water and make sure that you're clean. That's all I'm gonna say. If you have a yeast infection or like a UTI or something, go to the doctor, watakupe dawa, probably antibiotics, and then you're going to be okay. Please don't fall for these people who say, oh, selling what straightener, what smelling like roses, what. You're gonna cause yourself like bad chronic diseases on your cat for no reason. It has its natural smell and there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly okay. It's natural. Please. So women who are out here shaming other women, or rather telling them to buy things so that their cat can smell certain ways, please educate yourself. Please educate yourself. That's so wrong, and that's a stigma that we need to fight. Especially as a woman, you should not be supporting that propaganda from men. So annoying. Low self-esteem, since I gave birth. Also, my man body shaming me. What? You want to tell me you brought life into this world? Into this world. And the person who is supposed to be your partner and cheering you on and telling you thank you and like appreciating you and showing you how incredible and like how amazing you are for that, their child, you give them a child, is the one who's shaming you. Wow. Every time you think, wow, men go on laws below the laws. I am so sorry to hear that you're going through that. I would obviously advise like you to tell them, talk to them about it, like in terms of, don't sit down there and start telling them how you're insecure, because somebody who already is shaming you, if they're already shaming you for having a baby and shaming your body, you think they'll sit down there and understand your insecurity? They don't even have the mental capacity to comprehend what you're saying. So don't sit there and start telling them, oh my gosh, baby, I feel so bad about my stomach, about, I don't know, my stretch marks. They will even make you feel bad about it. What you need to do is tell them, you know what, I brought a child in this world, your child, and now you're shaming me. I don't appreciate it. I genuinely don't appreciate it. If you're unhappy with me, if you don't like what you're seeing, you're free to leave. You have to tell them. You have to tell them, if you keep talking to me like this, I'm gonna leave. Because it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful in so many ways. That is the person who is supposed to be encouraging you so you can go back to how you were, like in terms of feeling yourself. They're not supposed to be bringing you down or like forcing you into a snapback. You need to tell them, you need to call them out on it. Nasi like, oh, I don't like when you say that. No. You need to tell them straight up. And tell them what you don't like and how it's making you feel and you don't appreciate it. And like they should not keep doing it. And if they do it, what will happen? And for you, if you're going to have that conversation with them, be sure whatever consequence you're going to set up, if they cross that boundary, that is just, it's not even about boundary. That's just straight up disrespectful. Be willing to take or rather do what you said you're going to do. Please, I don't think you should be going through that. Especially if you just had a baby, you should be focusing on your mental health. You don't want to get like depression or like be sad and be unable to take care of your child. You should be focusing on things that actually encourage you so that you can be in a better mental state, so that you can be able to take care of your child. It's honestly so disrespectful, and I don't think that you need to look into whether that person actually likes you, leave alone love you, likes you as a person, because that's so disrespectful. I don't know if I've been too harsh, but let me know, guys, in the comment section if you'll get this far into watching. What did you not realize about yourself until somebody told you? It's I don't know how I'm going to phrase it so that it can come out exactly how it should. It has something to do with my childhood trauma and me feeling the need to, it's part of people pleasing, always like doing things for others and stuff, and abandoning myself, or rather being preoccupied, and about how I over worry and I become extremely anxious. And this helped me figure something out. When I'm being extremely anxious, or like when I allow anxiety to take control of me, I become emotionally unavailable to myself, to the people around me, and to also to I'm not living in the present. That's the thing with anxiety. This is something that I didn't know. When it takes over, or rather, like when you don't have the tools to work with it and like fight with it, not that you'll always be able to, but like sometimes it's that it's pushing you to the future, so you start trying to control the future, that you miss out in the actual moment. This will also go back to that point that I was talking about. Don't be worried about marriage and kids, and if they're not there at the moment. So I realized that I get so preoccupied about a certain thing. This is actually Bay who let me, like, she told me something that led to me doing deep inner work on childhood traumas on myself, that helped me realize and come into this conclusion that when I become preoccupied with something, I start trying to control the future. I start trying to control things, and when I'm controlling things, I'm not living in the present, because I'll be so focused on, like, let's say controlling, like, I want this thing to go like this so that I can be happy. Because there was a time I was being anxiously attached. It's not the best, because you will not know that you're controlling things. Nowadays I'm not. I feel like I've moved so much towards being securely attached, and this is not just in relationships only, friendships, work, just life in general, your family, everything in general. I still have a huge thing that I'm trying to work on with health anxiety. Like, I don't know. Let me give you an example. You see, when, let's say, yes, you have money for today, you have money for the next 1 month, 2 months, and you start being worried, oh my gosh, in 6 months, in next year, where will the money for then come from? Will I? Because you know, when you have anxiety, your brain goes and goes and looks for the most negative things to think about. You see, now you start trying to do things that will control that trying to make sure that that won't happen, this bad thing won't happen. When you're trying to focus so much on that, you miss out on the moment. You miss out on opportunities where you would have, like, even used that money that you have at that moment to make yourself happy, to support yourself, probably to even get an idea to invest it, because you're so focused on the future that you're not available in the moment. Unajipata, like, sometimes utajinyima hata vitu just because you're so focused in, like, next year, I don't know. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to think about your future. Just know when it's getting out of hand, because when you try to control something so much, your present suffers, and it's nothing. You're gonna regret it so much when you get to that future that you're thinking about, and then remember how back at this time you are not living in the moment, how, like, you are so focused on that future you, and that future you will still have things to be more worried about the future them. So just try your best, please, please, please try your best to practice mindfulness, and just don't try to control anything, whether it's relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's your job. Do your best, do your part, and then the rest, leave it to the universe and God to just let the rest, let it flow. As long as you have done your part, you have contributed where you're supposed to be contributing, and you're just doing your part, the rest will come through. I know it's hard, but I've found that being aware and sitting with your thoughts and then practicing mindfulness really helps. Mindfulness is like trying to focus on the now. Yes, your brain is going, but like trying to calm yourself down, asking yourself, what can you feel, what are you feeling right now, why are you feeling it, what is going on with your body? Can you pinpoint what you're feeling? Like focusing in this moment, it will help you a lot. I don't know even where that came from, but it's just something that I have learned, and I'm trying my best to really practice it. I'm not fully good at it. I still like struggle with anxiety a lot, but sometimes even journaling. And I've found that if I'm struggling with something, I'll research, watch videos on it, try my best to understand it, evaluate it if what I'm learning is what I'm going through. And then after I have kind of understood exactly what I'm struggling with, now I'll sit down and journal and write everything that I'm feeling, what I have been experiencing. I'll affirm myself. I'll write positive things. Yes, I'll still write about what I'm worried about, but I will try and put it as positive as possible, but I will acknowledge it. But yeah, I don't even know if I have answered that question, but I just realized how like being anxious can lead you to being controlling without you knowing. Yeah, so you might not think you're being controlling, you might even think you're doing things with good intentions and stuff, but it can actually be a lot because you're so anxious, especially if it's with fear of abandonment, babe. But the solution is, the good thing, there is a solution. The solution is always in you and about you. It never comes from other people. Other people can only be a supportive community, but they will never be the solution. The solution is within, and you can, as long as you're being aware and you're learning, you can learn how to be your own solution, you know. And now other people can be supportive and they can encourage you, and like, you know, they can validate your healing and stuff. So thank you so much guys for watching. The last nini I saw was about like handling fake friendships. I think we talked about that. The firstborn daughter trauma, I think we talked about that. But there's a time I'll do a full, on my podcast I'll do a full video, a full segment on first daughter syndrome and what it's all about. But for now, that's it. Please let me know what you think about these topics. Let me know if, you know, there are things that you think differently, your opinions are different, or let me just even know if you have learned anything. I feel like I've talked a lot. I don't even know if I was making sense, but I hope I was. Thank you for watching. I'll see, and listening to those of you listening. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.